Why is your house this? And they nitpick and they nitpick and they're trying so hard to bring you down, down, down. Your self-esteem, your self-regard, your self-worth. We're not going backwards, my love. We all have momentary pockets where we are dealing with issues. And that's why I have this live from my heart to yours. This unloving is not your home. You know this. This is just a moment. This is just, let's call it a teacher of love. That's what this opportunity is. And healing, we invite healing to be the meeting place of this unloving and your divine power. Wherever you are in the world, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for giving yourself the compassionate window of love, of power, of community that we create here in the Born Divinely Worthy Rebel for a Spell podcast. I am your host, your intuitive healing coach, Wen Pete. Grateful to be here, sprinkling sparks of hope, because sometimes that's all we truly need to tap into our greatness, to remember that we are powerful decision makers and we do not have to lean in and tap into the fuel of self-doubt when we have a more delicious fuel source, our desires, what you want because you say you want it. That's why we have this podcast. Some of my clients have inspired this recently. This episode is called Boundaries. How to stop dimming your light so that you can tap into your power. How to stop dimming your light so you can tap back into your power. My loves, because life happens to all of us. All of us. And sometimes in those moments when life is happening, some of my clients are dealing with illnesses, sudden loss of family members, of loved ones, changes in their bodies, menopause, perimenopause. All these things happen. Changes in their kids' lives, health issues, challenges at university, challenges at your job. It's year end and busy season for many accountants and many corporate types. And if you're in the healthcare industry, there's so much happening in so many facets of our life. And the foundation that you have with yourself is the heartbeat of all other relationships. That's why we have this very important topic. We're going to talk about it. We're going to peel back all the layers, honey. Because as life is happening to you, you are in a state of being vulnerable. And in that vulnerability, the problem becomes that you may have, feel, believe, and think, and show up not as the majestic powerhouse you are, not as the divine goddess you know you be. You may be just dealing with life as you should. We move at a pace that we can handle emotionally. That is your right to move at a pace that you can handle. Some days you're up and up and up and up, and some days you're a little bit more vulnerable. You're taking it easy. Hormones happen, life happens. But in that space of you living your life, dealing with the changes in your body, the recalibrations of your energy, someone may show up, as my clients have been dealing with, and they may be thinking, here's a prime opportunity for me to take advantage of her vulnerable state. And they may think, feel, and believe they can do something unloving to you, say things unloving to you, violate the boundaries that you have established. And that's why we have this live for you. Because when you're vulnerable, these are the moments when we can train our minds or bodies or hearts to tap back into our divine power, that the vulnerable state may disconnect or have us thinking we have disconnected from that divine power source. That's why we have this live for you. So that if your in-laws are disrespecting the boundaries you have created, if somebody all of a sudden in your fragile, in your vulnerable state of dealing with death, of dealing with your health issue, someone comes upon you and they say, why do you look like this? Why does your house this? And they nitpick and they nitpick and they're trying so hard to bring you down, 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 your self-esteem, your self-regard, your self-worth. We're not going backwards, my love. We all have momentary pockets where we are dealing with issues. And that's why I have this live from my heart to yours. This unloving is not your home. You know this. This is just a moment. This is just, let's call it a teacher of love. That's what this opportunity is. And healing, we invite healing to be the meeting place of this unloving and your divine power to show up, to create, to live and be the woman, the home you never want to run away from. Let healing be the meeting point. Here we go, number one. In this vulnerable state, you're dealing with so many things in your life. I invite you to sit quietly in a calm, undisturbed location in your house, in your car, in the park, wherever that spot is. In your bathroom, you decide what feels naturally calming to you. And you turn the lens around, turn the camera lens around. Put the stethoscope, you can use your hand, on your heart. And you go deep inside yourself. And you ask yourself this question, right here, right now. What do I really, really want? Go there. Go all the way there. Notice I said want, not need. What do I want to experience in my life? Again, remember, you may have mother-in-law A, B, C, D over here, yappa tap 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 in your ear. You may have your illness or whatever, your loss of your loved one, your relationship challenges. These are all things that we endure. So you may have all this noise around you, and then you have the inner critic, yippity yap yap. But this is why we turn the camera lens around, heart on hand on your heart, and you ask yourself this question, and you let all the answers that come through come through. Whatever you really, really, really want, crave, yearn for, let that come through, because that is the fuel that you will need to create the momentum that's going to put you into a position where you, straight spined, get back in touch with your inner power. How to stop dimming your light and tap back into your power. So when you get those answers, you ask yourself, what do you really, really, really want? You have your audio journal. Speak into that journal, whether you use your phone. You have your journal, your regular journal. Write it out. You're recording your truth. Isn't that beautiful? You're witnessing yourself. You are making space in your life to hear your truth and be clear, without judgment, without any other person, without any other belief, without any other yippity yap. Just let it pour out. Your intuition will tell you, the instincts will tell you, it will just pour out. Those are the truth, true messengers, sacred information from your heart. Number two, you've discovered in that exercise that I just shared what you really want. And in that exercise, you may discover that, I really want my mother-in-law to stop nitpicking at me and how I look and whatever the thing may be for you. I really want my boss to respect that I have to take this time off to go pick up my kids. I really want to get whatever it is for you, it comes up. Because remember, we're talking about being mistreated or being treated unlovingly in the state where you're fragile, where you're vulnerable. We're human. This happens to all of us. And we want to protect ourselves. We want to keep honoring the sacred vow that we have to live the life we never want to run away from. So number two, we develop a plan now that we have the awareness of what we want, which may include making sure we communicate what we need that person to be clear about as it relates to you and your life, you and your physical environment, you and your spiritual, emotional, mental environment. What do you want from that person, your mother-in-law, your husband, your lover, your whomever, your neighbor? And you know what you do next, my love? Plain English or whatever language. I know we have viewers from around the world. Whatever your first language is, the language that is your healing meeting point. For some people, it's English. If you speak different languages in different parts of the world, you say it in English. If it's easier for you to write a text, write a letter, send a voice note, send a card, plain, simple English with no apologetic language. For example, mother in law, it's unkind of you that you said XYZ. Please do not XYZ, whatever it is. Mother in law, right now, I'm dealing with certain, and you don't have to explain too much. Remember this, my love. You give yourself consent, full consent, to decide how much of your life you share. So if you're not feeling to tell your mother in law your whole story or your boss your whole story, you do not have to. You're an adult. That's your power. So we just keep it short and sweet. This happened, this thing happened. This is how I feel about it. I'd like it to stop. And whatever the rest of the story is. I would like your support in this. It means a lot if you treasure this relationship. Please step away or give me some space. I'll reach back to you within the next 2 months, a year, a week. You decide. Conditions. You put all of that in there. Because if you don't set the timeline, communicate clearly what you need, you're not explaining why you need it. It's up to you. Again, less is more. The other person will believe, she's not really serious. I can do what I want still anyway because everybody else lets me do it. And they may be tempted to do this other thing, my loves. They may be tempted to, number 3, violate that boundary you're setting. How would they violate your boundary? They may just ignore your request. They may have gotten the text that you said, I need some space. I'll call you in a month or 2 months, whatever. Violate it. Call you anyway. Text you anyway. You may send them a card. You may tell them stop nitpicking at me because it's unkind, unloving, it's hurtful. And they may do it anyway. And here's the thing I need you to let land in your spirit. I invite you to let it land in your spirit. Only you can give someone consent to your power. So even if this person's violating the boundary, you've communicated in simple English, French, whatever the meeting place of your languages. Even if you communicated, they're violated. Imagine if you were dating someone and the first date's going well, third, whatever date, and you say to them, I think I'm ready to have sex with you. Yeah, we're gonna have sex. So you have your protection, you're ready to go, he's ready to go. And then maybe you go back to his place, or almost he's coming to your place, and you're like, you know what? I changed my mind. No, thank you. I don't feel like it. And then the guy or the woman says to you, oh yeah, this is gonna happen. Do you understand that feeling? It's called violation. Same thing happening when people violate your boundaries. It's the same thing. Consent is what you give yourself and to others, and only you have the power to rescind that consent, and that is your right. So, if you set a boundary, family, friends, whomever, a boundary with yourself, where you say, I'm going to honor what I need, I'm going to do my healing practices, I'm going to not eat this thing, whatever boundaries, and you violate your boundaries, then there are consequences. We know what it is. For me, it was ice cream. Violated my boundaries. I kept eating ice cream to sedate my childhood wounds. Consequences. Violate the boundaries where you, coming back to one of my clients' example, where you communicated in words, you wrote the card, you said it in words, the words that you're sharing are unkind, I need to take space from you, or I'm dealing with a health issue, whatever, I'm taking space, and they still violated that boundary. This is where you truly step up into your power and turn all your lighthouse lights on. And you ask yourself, Is this person worthy of my love, time, energy, resources? All of that's your resources. Is this person understanding what they have just done? How many times has this happened in the past with me and this violation of consent, violation of boundaries? Do I need this person? One, do I want this person in my life? What would my life be without this person in my life? Without all the things this person brings? You ask yourself all of these questions and then you decide what you will do next. And remember, we are not people pleasing. Your divine home is within. So whatever decision you make, you have to feel very settled with it, comfortable with it. Because this is what we said on number one. When we said we turned the camera lens around, you decided what you really, 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 really wanted in your life. Now, number one and number three, those two have to be totally in sync, connected, in sync, moving with the rhythm of your heart, the rhythm of your soul, the rhythm of your divine. Tell yourself the truth. And the other question you should ask, do I value my values, my soul values? Because I said on the top, I want what I want, peaceful lives, to wake up feeling stretched out, calm in my soul and my body. Is the person who's telling you these things, who's violating your consent, are they contributing to that feeling? Or are they hurting your chances of accessing that feeling? Only you have power to give anybody consent to your inner light. My love, sometimes we forget that. We forget that, and people, happen to me, happen to many of my clients, in a state of vulnerability. They want to take advantage of us. And the problem is, we may have momentarily forgotten that we are the seat of the change that we need. We are the truth, are the answers. We are the power source of our life, not the other person. We invite them into our life. Yes, we do. Not the other way around. Okay, my loves, and remember, you have one life to live. You decide how you're going to live it. You have one life to live. You decide how you will design it. That is your power. My loves, boundaries. How to stop undimming your light and tap back into your inner power. I hope this is helpful to you, my love. Stick around. I have a juicy, delicious offer for you. Yes, because I know you are creating the life you never want to run away from. Making all those powerful decisions, being the CEO of your business. You are an entrepreneur. You are a creative, painting, dancing, whatever your soul has led you to that decision to create the life you love. And life happens. Something happens. There's a curveball as you study for that bar exam. There's a curveball as you study for the CPA. Whatever you're doing in your life to propel you forward, challenges show up, health issues, life issues, and someone may want to tempt you to betray your soul promise. That's why we have this podcast episode, Boundaries, how to stop undimming your light so that you tap back into your inner power, my loves. You deserve to live the life you never want to run away from. And in those moments where you're second guessing and doubting yourself, it creeps up in your body, creep up in the chit-chat in your mind. I'm right here for you. And I'm ready when you decide you are ready to help you get there together, to help you make the powerful soul-led decision to not betray your soul values, to not betray your divine, holy right to live the life you never want to run away from. I'm here to help you work that through together in my one-on-one private coaching program, The Born Divinely Worthy, and also in my private healing retreats. Both options are available to you if you would like to learn more. I'm here. Send me a message. You can find me Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn. We can book a consultation call for half an hour. See if we vibe, if we can work together, if I can help you, if I'm someone that you seek help from. That's what we do, my loves. Equal exchange of power because you deserve to live the life you never, ever want to run away from, and only you can give someone consent to your life. Only you can give someone access to your divine. Yes, always worthy. Bye.